Okay, this meeting is being live streamed. Got it. Okay, I believe we are live. Let me just double check. Yes, meeting is now streaming on YouTube. Welcome everybody to the I Love Coaching Monday Mojo show. My name is Adam Roach. I'm your host today, and today inside of I Love Coaching headquarters is all about health and wellness. Something so near and dear to my heart. So let me give you a quick little story about why this is near and dear to my heart. Well, if you know anything about me and the I Love Coaching story, I Love Coaching is and was brought into me internally pretty much since I've been a child. My father was an Olympic swim coach, and literally everything that we did had to do with health and wellness. And what I mean by that is, we were always talking about the right foods to eat. We were always talking about exercising. We were always talking about going to the swimming pool and doing the right workouts to prepare us for the right events and so on and so forth. Now, so I'll pause that history and come into now present. What I have found there in between is, sure, you might get a great foundation of what you believe is healthy and creating great wellness habits. However, life can happen there in the middle, and you get to where I am right now at the ripe old age of 45 thinking, boy, I sure wish I felt like I did when I was in my 20s. So I want to share with you a few things that I personally have done here in the last, let's just go 10 years or so, to get me back into the right mindset of being healthy and a great wellness approach as it relates to diet and those types of things. So this was 2000. Gosh, when was this? This was early 2000s. And I was a tennis pro in Beverly Hills, running a company called Beverly Hills Tennis. That was a forehand volley right there. And I mean, I was an athlete. I had the mindset I had to eat all the time. I had the mindset that protein was the thing that I needed to have. And that's what I consumed. I basically ate whatever I wanted to. Now, I was still in my late 20s at the time, and I could do it. Though I was teaching between 8 to 12 hours of tennis every single day, and would catch myself getting tired around the noon time, tired around 2 o'clock. And if I had lessons from 4 o'clock until 9 o'clock at night, those were tiring. So a buddy of mine handed me a book, and I don't have it here in front of me, but I've given it to many of my friends and colleagues and clients even, called the Raw Food Detox Diet. Now, I'm not going to go into great detail of what this was, but I want to share with you this story. So a buddy of mine hands me this book and he says, read it. So I went through it as fast as I could, just kind of skimmed through it. Like, yeah, that's a neat idea. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. But I didn't necessarily believe it, because here's what they were saying. This was early 2000s. And ironically, here we are now, 2022, and juicing is the thing. Juicing is, I don't know what kind of billion-dollar industry it is right now, but juicing is a thing. So the author of this book, named Natalia Rose, became friends with my friends and then came into our world. And she said, yes, Adam, you need to stop eating this massively hearty breakfast and juice. And I said, woman, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm an athlete. Athletes are supposed to consume food. We're supposed to eat a lot. And she goes, stop. No, you're not. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to juice in the morning, and I want you to eat fruit, and I want you to understand your digestive tract. And I was like, yeah, that's a little above my pay grade. I teach tennis, right? And she goes, no, I want you to pay attention to your body as it relates to your body being a machine and a vehicle, and you having to drive this machine all day long, this vehicle all day long, to get you to the end of the day. And if you don't have enough gas in the tank, you're going to crash and burn. I said, been there and done that. So let's fast forward. She basically said that your body is releasing amino acids to break down the foods that you consume. And she said there's 4 areas, Adam, that you want to pay attention to when you're eating food. Now, I'm not the expert here, but I'm just giving you an example from my experience. She said that you need to consume starches, which were carbohydrates, flesh, which was protein, nuts, and fruit separately. She called it combining your foods properly. So here she is telling me to juice in the morning and only eat fruits, give myself a 2 to 3 hour window before I ate the next thing, and then go on to eat the next thing, combined properly. Again, this was a little bit of a lifestyle change. However, what was fascinating about it was I was committed to the outcome of being a great tennis pro and having energy. So I said, okay, coach, I'm going to stick with you here, and I'm going to learn to juice. and I'm going to learn to eat some fruit, and I'm going to wait, and then I'm going to go. Because she said your body, when you consume properly, takes between 2 to 3 hours to digest something. If you miscombine, remember those 4 things. You have starches, you have meats or fleshes, you have nuts, and you have fruit. If you miscombine, it takes your body between 6 to 8 hours to digest that food. Have you ever had the afternoon hangover? Not of alcohol, but of food where you just get tired and you want to crash? Here's what she told us. She said that that is your body taking all of its energy and going right into your gut to digest the food. Hence an afternoon nap. Now, there's nothing wrong with afternoon naps. I love a good afternoon nap. But if your body's telling you to go take a nap because you're too full, you probably miscombined your foods. Okay, let's keep going forward now. So I said, okay, fine, I'll follow you. And she said, you can have leafy greens with everything because that's an easy in, easy out type food. We won't get into the details of what that means, but I'm sure you can process what easy in, easy out means. Okay, so eat leafy greens. Don't make sure you combine your foods properly. Do juice in the morning, and let's see what happens. I'll tell you, gang, I was not a believer in the beginning, but about a month or 2 into it, when I found my routine, that food was the energy to keep my vehicle going faster, I was 100% bought in, and here we are, 2022, and I still consume what we call clean eating. It's really, really fascinating. So that's the story of where we get to health right now. Now, here's another thing. This is Adam Roach talking to you as your friend and sharing personal stories. My father passed away at the age of 69 of Parkinson's. Now, was there something that he could have done differently to stop that? I don't know. At the end of the day, though, I have a challenge in my own head, knowing that, again, the clock is going backwards as we wake up every single day, because that's just what your body does. You're counting down until your body is done doing what it should be doing, and that's keeping you alive. So he died at 69. And so mentally, my thought is I've always wanted to live to be 103. I have no idea why. That's just where it came from. 103. So I know I need to beat my dad to 69. So I literally track everything now in the health space. So last week we had on here Dr. Geyer, who is my personal doctor, who is helping me in the peptide space, the testosterone space, and all of my blood work. Actually, I have a 6-hour day planned with them on the 23rd, I believe it is, to go in there and literally do a whole blood work outside of hormones, but everything else in between. And I want to track everything. This may sound a little much for some people, but that's okay. This is me. This is Adam Roach talking. I'm your friend. Now, the other thing that I do is I've tracked for the last almost 10 years every workout or every exercise that I do right here in this little itty bitty journal. What's fascinating to me about that is, again, I'm a competitive person. Again, we're talking health and wellness. You have to see where you are, where you were, and where you're going to through a tracking mechanism of some sort. Because again, you're going to take a snapshot of who you are right now. It is May 9th. This is who you are right now. If you want to change something, and let's say you want to do it by October 9th, well, watch the transition, watch the progression there through it, and what's happening. What are you doing? That's what this tracking mechanism is in here for me. I want to show you something. For those that are watching, I want you to see this. This was my original tracking mechanism starting back in 2009. So these were some sheets that stayed in my bathroom drawer that I would write on here the day and the number of days that I had worked out for that year with the goal next to it. So let's see here. I even put on here when I would rest, and you can see it's all tattered up because liquids got on it, whatever. But nevertheless, this was my original tracking form. And I got this puppy, and this puppy now helps me track everything. So let's go back in here. Here's all the way back to 2017. Then we go 18. There's 2018. Okay, so now here's what's neat. Let's check this out. 2017, I went to the gym 183 times in a calendar year. Okay, that felt good. I felt good that year. 2018, I went 200 times. Now there's a little bit of competition going on inside of me. 2019, I went 229 times. 2020 went 252 times. And this year, the goal is 260 workouts. No, I'm sorry, that was 2021. The goal was 260 workouts, and I got to 254. And this year, the goal is 275. And we are at, as of today, 96 out of 275, knowing that I have to go 23 times in a month. Okay, now that's all stories about me. Though what I want to share with you all from a coaching standpoint is, what are you doing? What are you tracking? What are you paying attention to as it relates to your health and your wellness? Because here's what we do know. You get one of these guys, right? You get one of these bodies right here, and you better take care of it. You got to take care of it, because whatever it is you're looking to accomplish outside of the health and wellness space, whether that's whether that's wealth, relationships, building your businesses, building your relationships with your friends, your families, your loved ones, this vehicle right here has to be clean. This vehicle right here has to be maintained, and you have to track what you are doing. Do I track foods? I have tracked foods, but again, going back to Natalia, she said, just eat clean. Oh, I want to share this last thing. So again, I used to be of the mindset that I had to have cardio in my world. Cardio, like running, HIIT programs, getting on the treadmill. I used to get on the treadmill. I hate running. I'll say it. I dislike running. Hate's a strong word. I dislike running, though I knew, or at least I thought I needed it. So I would get on the treadmill 5 o'clock in the morning, and I would, my coffee was to push run at 9, whatever the number was, 9. And I'd go as fast as I could for 2 miles, just as fast as I could. And of course, then I tried to break a 6-minute mile and 7-minute mile and all those fun little things. Though I'd get on there, and that's what I thought I needed. Get the heart rate up, go into my then workout, and then go home and do my stuff. Though my doctor now has said, Adam, you don't need that hard cardio right now based on what your goals are. You need what's called a level 2 cardio. And so I said, okay, fine. Well, tell me what level 2 cardio is. Because, well, I know you're fast. I know you like to go strong, but I'm going to tell you, you need to slow down. Slow down and go for a walk where you can still talk, and that's level 2 cardio. I want you to just do it 30 minutes a day. So, okay, fine. So I'm going to share this with you. Of course, I'm tracking. Last week, I walked 2 weeks ago, I walked 31 miles. And this past week, I walked 35 miles. Why is that important? It's not to you, but it's important to me, because that's part of my process to get to 103 years old. Okay, enough about all of that. You can hear where I'm going here. You have to understand, number 1, what your goals are. Number 2, what your motivation is. And number 3, who are the who's in your world that are helping you get from A to B or A to Z in the health and wellness space. Because in my opinion, it is the single most important factor that you have to pay attention to as it relates to you getting to where you want to grow to ultimately. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, here is a shameless plug. You hire a coach. You hire a coach to be in your world, to see your 50,000 foot view and help you in that space. I Love Coaching can definitely help you in that space. We'll be happy to connect you with coaches that handle health and wellness. And outside of that, guys, this has been Monday Mojo. I appreciate your time, your energy, your feedback, and we look forward to seeing you next time. See you. Bye. Got it.